Welcome to the guide to filling out the NPERS School Refund Application form video. The first step in filling out your form is to enter your personal information at the top. Once you have filled out your name, date of birth, address, social security number, email, and phone number, you will need to fill in the name of your most recent Nebraska school employer. In the next section, you will see that there is a heading that states, "The Nebraska School Employees Retirement Plan is a defined benefit plan qualified under Section 401A of the Internal Revenue Code." This means that the school retirement plan is an employer-based program that pays benefits based on factors such as length of employment and salary history, as well as allowing for contributions by both the state of Nebraska and you, the employee. Due to how 401A plans function, they allow for only a one-time distribution event. So if $1 is taken out, we must take out all of the money at the same time. Next, you will need to check yes or no as to whether you are currently a Nebraska resident. If you have questions about your residency status, please contact the Nebraska Department of Revenue. They can be contacted by email through their webpage, revenue.nebraska.gov/about/contact-us, by phone at 402-471-5729, or toll-free at 800-742-7474. This field denotes whether or not we will withhold state taxes if a distribution is requested. After this, you will fill in the last day of your employment with the most recent school employer that you listed at the top of the form. We verify this date with the date of termination provided by your employer. This date is important to remember because if you return to work in a Nebraska public school that is part of the Nebraska School Retirement Plan within 180 days of your date of termination, you will be required to repay the total amount of your refund. Moving on to the next section, you have three options for distribution from which to select. The first option is a full refund. This means you will be pulling all of the money out of your retirement account and having it paid to you in one lump sum. Be aware that if you choose this option, NPERS is required to withhold 20% in federal income taxes, and if you are a Nebraska resident, 5% in Nebraska state income taxes. From here, you have two options for where you want the money deposited. Option 1 is having it paid to a checking account. For this option, you will need to fill out and attach a direct deposit form. This form can be found at npers.ne.gov/self-service/public/forms. Option 2 is having the money paid to a savings account. You will also need to fill out and attach the same direct deposit form mentioned in option 1. Let's walk through a quick example of taking a full refund. Say you are a Nebraska resident with a total of $120,000 in your school retirement account. When you take your full refund, NPERS will withhold 20% or $24,000 of that account total to cover the federal income tax, and 5% or $6,000 to cover the Nebraska state income tax. That will leave you with a total distribution of $90,000. To deposit that money into your account, you will need to fill out a direct deposit form. This will involve first filling out your personal information at the top and selecting your plan type. Next, you will be requesting a lump sum refund and authorizing NPERS to make a direct deposit to your account. If you are depositing your refund into a checking account, you will need to attach a voided check. If you are depositing your refund into a savings account, you will need to attach documentation from your financial institution, such as an account statement, which lists your account number and the routing number of the financial institution. Finally, fill out your financial institution's information, select the type of account you are depositing your refund into, and sign and date the form. The direct deposit form can then be attached to your school refund application. The second distribution option is a direct rollover. This means you will be transferring the money in your retirement account into one of the three account options listed to the right. A traditional IRA or individual retirement account allows you to deposit your money without it being taxed right away. Taxes are paid when you begin withdrawing money from the account. With this type of account, you will need to be aware of when your first required minimum distribution is due. Once a certain age is attained, terminated plan members are required to take a taxable required minimum distribution, or RMD, amount out of their retirement accounts each year. A handout with more information on RMDs can be found on our website by clicking School Plan Info and then Required Minimum Distribution Packet. If an RMD is due at the time that you are requesting a rollover, you must calculate the RMD amount and request a separate lump sum. Requesting both a lump sum and a direct rollover will be discussed further when we go over option 3. Moving on, a Roth IRA requires that you pay taxes upfront on the money that you deposit. If you select this option, you are responsible for paying your own federal and/or state income taxes. When you are ready to start withdrawing from a Roth IRA account, however, you will not need to pay any taxes. There is also no required minimum distribution during the account owner's lifetime. Finally, you may also choose to roll over your account into another qualified plan. In the cases of all these rollover options, you will need to complete the Rollover to Financial Institution form, which can be found on our website, and include that with your school refund application. Now, let's go over an example of requesting a direct rollover. The first thing that you will need to do is select one of the aforementioned plans. For this example, we will select a Roth IRA. As mentioned previously, you are responsible for your own federal and/or state income taxes for this option. Be aware that you will receive a 1099-R tax form in the mail from NPERS the January following the year in which your rollover was processed. You will need this form when you are getting ready to pay your taxes. To request a rollover into a Roth IRA, you will need to fill out and attach a Rollover to Financial Institution form. This form can be found at npers.ne.gov/self-service/public/forms. Fill out your personal information at the top of the form and select your plan type or types. Next, you will select Roth IRA from the list of account options. From here, fill out the rest of the information requested in the top 2 boxes. Note that the account number may be optional depending on your financial institution's requirements. If you are splitting your account between 2 financial institutions, repeat the process for the bottom 2 boxes. Finally, sign and date the form and then attach it to your school refund application. The third and final distribution option is a combination of the first 2. This will be the option that you need to select if you have an RMD due but want to roll over the rest of your money into one of the 3 types of accounts listed in option 2. This will involve first calculating your RMD and then requesting that dollar amount as a lump sum distribution. The IRS has an RMD calculator available on their website at investor.gov/financial-tools-calculators/calculators/required minimum distribution calculator. If you are not requesting a specific dollar amount for an RMD, you may also select a percentage of your account that you would like to receive as a lump sum. Make sure to use box 1 to indicate whether you will be depositing the lump sum into a checking or savings account. You will also need to fill out and attach a direct deposit form. Refer back to option 1 for instructions on filling out the direct deposit form. The next part of this option is selecting where you would like the rest of your account to roll over to. The 3 options are the same as in box 2, traditional IRA, Roth IRA, or a qualified plan, and you will need to submit that Rollover to Financial Institution form in conjunction with your application. Please note, if your refund is $20,000 or more after taxes, we must issue it to you via direct deposit into a checking or savings account. We do not process wire transfers. Finally, let's take a look at this important notice here on page 2. This section explains the rules regarding reemployment at Nebraska Public Schools after termination. Please review this section carefully, as reemployment within 180 days of termination can affect the status of your refund. Once you have read over that information, you are ready to take your form to a notary public to be signed. Be sure not to sign this section without a notary public present. The notary will then fill out the bottom section of the form, and you will be ready to submit it to NPERS to be processed. Check to make sure the notary's sign date and your sign date match, as something as simple as 2 different dates can invalidate your refund form. We hope this guide to filling out the school refund application form has been helpful. If you have further questions or need assistance, our call center is available to help. They can be reached at 402-471-2053 or at 800-245-5712. You will hear a pre-recorded message, at which point you will want to press 1 for member services. Our hours of operation are from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.